Support.
The maestro, please!
Hopefully some of this new music ends up on your leap year playlist. This'll be for the week of
February 29th, 2020.
On this day in music back in 1976, Natalie Cole won Best New Artist at the 18th Annual Grammy Awards, becoming the first black musician to ever win the award. We've still only had that one new classical album to talk about this year, but we've had a number of old ones, so I guess it hasn't been completely barren.
Don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing.
Not often we talk about the soundtrack to a romantic drama movie, but it's Robert Glasper, so I'm not exactly complaining. Along with Robert Glasper, who did most of the music, you also have tracks on here by her, Erykah Badu, and Lucky Daye.
Singing,
I love rock and roll!
But it's still alright.
Despite having talked about his previous album that he did with the Night Sweats, we haven't had a solo Nathaniel Rateliff album since 2013, given the man has gone through a lot during that period of time, such as the death of his friend and producer Richard Swift, as well as a divorce from his last wife. 5 years later, we finally get the return of Kevin Parker's Tame Impala with the Slow Rush. And I say Kevin Parker's Tame Impala because he's the only one on the album. He's a multi-instrumentalist. He does everything himself, in case you didn't know that.
It's bigger than hip hop, hip hop.
Mood swing, sometimes I need two at a time. Fucking two set of twins and one of them shot. Fuck two set of tens like a
Boogie went to Hoodie's third studio album, and if I'm impressed with anything about this, it's the diversity of producers that are on this album. You have like the standard pop producers that regularly churn out #1s all the way to the underground hip-hop producers, and everyone in between, but considering there are like 30 of them, it makes sense.
I'm going through changes. I'm going through changes.
Well, it's been 5 years since Purpose, so we finally have the next Justin Bieber album. And a lot has happened to him in that short amount of time, relatively speaking. He got married, he grew a mustache, he then shaved the mustache. I mean, we've been doing okay. We've had 2 new albums to talk about in the past month.
And now I need some help from the maestro, please!
Who do you love? Is it him or me? 'Cause I can't take the pressure.
With the surge in popularity in K-pop, I guess K-pop groups are gonna start doing albums entirely in English to appeal more to their Western fans. Don't think they really need to, considering how much they already sell, but hey, it might be something they start doing.
Tony fuck 12, fuck SWAT, busting all the bells out the box. I just hit a lick with the box, had to put the stick in the box.
I tell you, I bet he's gotten pretty rich off this album. Obviously, this album is going to be forever compared to Currents, the one that introduced Tame Impala into the mainstream music industry. Will it do better than that? I have no idea. I'm inclined to not believe so, but it's off to a great start.
mood swing, sometimes I need two at a time. Fucking two set of twins and one of them shot. Fuck two set of tens like a
Well, he completed the hat trick. Every single one of his 3 studio albums have gotten into the top 5 on the Billboard 200. So people really like A Boogie with the Hoodie.
I'm going through changes. I'm going through changes.
I know with larger pop icons, I simply just go, well, of course he was gonna get to #1. But like, it's Justin Bieber. If there was a time to ever say that, it would be now. Now go and flesh out your leap year playlists and stay tuned because tomorrow we get our first leap year pop analysis.
And now I need some help from the maestro, please! Maestro!